Testing 1, 2. Are we live? Is it working? Are we good? Have I lost everybody? Have they dipped? Let's take a look here. Frame rate stable. It appears to be stable. I hope most of you are still here. All right. Testing 1, 2. Is anyone able to hear me? Are we all alive out there? Wah, wah, wah. We got the post up over there. We'll go to profile. And... oh, I will edit that message real quick. HTTPS. There we go. Let's try that. All right. Hello again.
Hi, sorry, busy with this right now.
It's okay. I was just double checking to make sure it was working. You're free to deafen if you don't want to end up hearing my voice. Hopefully there's not a massive delay. If anyone in chat, when you hear this, what is 3 plus 4? Let's see what kind of delay we have there. Or if people are just asleep at the wheel. Alright, yes, there is no delay. So hopefully it stays that way. I basically reset the entire freaking internet router and did everything else, but... Granddad. But we should be back in it. We should be completely capable of progressing at this point. I'll keep an eye on the frame rate to make sure it's consistent, but... chat pop-up seems to be gone. Oh, they're easy fix for that. Fix that. And then caption should be working. Yes. And then let's try testing this. Okay. Same with Fugitech. Interesting. That should not be happening. Let's go stream chat. And let's try resetting it. Okay. Why does that not want to function? Use custom frame rate. Okay, page permissions. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not in the background. Okay, let's try deleting and just reinstating it. Browser. Stream chat. Let's add existing. Test again. Not visible. Okay. So why doesn't it suddenly want to show up anymore? Do we want a full refresh? So the page that I'm showing, it is showing up on that browser source. So I don't have an exact explanation as to why it's not showing up on our testing here. Everything just wants to break tonight, huh? We can try removing it and adding a brand new browser source and see if maybe that's the issue. Interesting. Even when I add the browser source, it doesn't want to count it as removed. Cool. So now it's not even giving me the option of actually deleting it. Yes, I wish to remove stream chat. And now I would like to re-add. Okay. Let's try this instead. Test. Alright, cool. So we'll just have to start using a new one. 225, and I believe it was by 750. Yes. And then we shrank it down a bit, dragged it up here. That should be a new one that functions. All right, that should work. Perfect. I don't know. We figure our way around it. One small baby step at a time. Well, hopefully that doesn't result in this taking too long, because I was really hopeful about making decent progress tonight, so that Kate wouldn't end up getting to bed super late, and now we're behind schedule, so we'll see what happens. Ideally, I tried to look up when the trigger for the cutscene would be, and I feel like it could either happen halfway through the dungeon or at the end of the dungeon. So if we manage to trigger a specific cutscene that would be a good leaping off point for it, I'll probably do it there, and then we'll just call it a night. I got stupid close to finishing the golden sheep fight. It was only Marnie and Roland alive at the end, and if Marnie had just held out long enough, to make Roland, to help Roland get the final shot in, we may have had an overpowered wizard. All right. If I could be any class from the series, what would you want to be? Probably a Hexer, or I'll be honest, I really enjoyed the hero class. I'm sorry, but the whole after images thing was fucking cool. Oh my god, I hate when it targets more than one person. Son of a gun. Can we please blind this person? This is so lame. Fresh waltz. Oh my god! This is so bad. Power break, sand throw, all this stuff, please. I just need one of these to work, God damn it. Regen Waltz. We'll go for Revive. Oh my god. Yeah, there's no way we're surviving this fight. We gotta get out of here. So messy. So messy. Okay. So I don't even know if the enemy, if that enemy is capable of being, Studded Gloves, Ice Charm, Jack Boots. Okay. I don't know if that enemy is capable of being blinded. I feel like they should be, because they have such a low accuracy attack. There has to be a way to make their accuracy even worse. So I'm very surprised that none of that worked. I mean, we can hop just right back into it and see what happens. This fight is 100% doable, but I just, like, literally at any point I needed that ailment to apply. And we were just not getting it at all. Okay. So he's gonna go for the nerve throw to begin with. I can go for line heal to try and hard call. Nope. Okay. I should probably also power break sooner. Regen Waltz. You can go for healing there. Runic Gleam. I mean, we're buying ourselves some extra time, but fine. Let's try Nerve Throw. Let's see what happens. We're just not having any luck with this. Can one of these stick, please? Thank you. Jesus Christmas. Of course, now I need to last it. I need it to last for an extra turn because we don't have access to the burst strike. So hopefully it works. Okay. Okay, we should be able to finish this fight. The bonus damage from this should finish them off. Woo! Jesus Christmas. All right, so now Since there's only one, we don't have to worry about wasting as much time. So now we can build up our burst gauge again by going here. I did it. I know. Oh, power break was already maxed out. Shit. Probably having physical attack damage. What about X? Dodge rate, sure. I need that sword dance. I need that sword dance coming up. Dell, I think we can afford to do bonus line heal. Maybe extra party heal. And then Roland increases elemental and untyped attack power. Get that raw damage increase. Alright, so hopefully over the next, like, 1 or 2 random fights, we should be able to beat the FOE. Fine. If we can at least get our burst gauge up to 3 or 4, that'll give us a good starting point to use Holy Gift, and then focus on trying to burst down from there. Oh yeah, this will get it to 4 easily. Perfect. We're shutting down skills or applying certain... Like I said, this party is doing okay when we get an ailment set up, but a lot of our burst damage right now is based entirely on X getting an ailment applied. Lux does not have a lot of links going for him right now. X's ailment rate is not very good despite having the skill maxed out, and they don't get extra ailment chance until they get master level and can increase their base rate. Our team is going to really struggle for synergy for at least the rest of this stratum, but like, once we get access to their master skills and we can start pumping points into the earlier abilities, we should see some pretty decent growth from there. Yeah, this is 100% like a mid to late game Team Bloom. I don't even remember if I used a sniper in my original playthrough. Nice. Okay. Okay, they are weak to ice.
Hiya.
Hello. As long as we can shut this guy down before he starts bringing out mints, we should be fine. But the problem is that we are not having luck with this right now. There we go. Okay, now it's time for burst damage. Freezing Link. Burst double slash. Yep. Yep. Hopefully this can kill him this turn. Maybe Sonic Raid with burst. There we go. All right. Every bit of progress. It's impressive that we're level 24 already. Goodness gracious. Okay. So the good news is, if we ever have to, or when we have to heal and come back, that should prevent us from having to worry about dealing with them the next time we come through. As you walk through the dense forest, you stop momentarily. Is that singing you hear from the south? At first, it seems to be a trick of the wind, but you listen closer and know that you are not hearing things. Could it be another party of explorers up ahead? What awaits you there? You reach an open clearing without any trees. A woman is here with her back to you. You cannot see her face. Small, firefly-like lights float silently around her. Kate? You know that
Yes.
you know that big element of that one cutscene that I wrote?
Oh, yeah!
I did not plan for it to attach like this.
Oh, okay.
Holy shit. For those of you not in the know, there is a really big cutscene in Stratum 4 that I have written like 80% of already, and the specific description of this text box is unplanned, but extremely relevant to how I wrote that scene. And this girl. Like, oh my god. It is she who sings the song that drew you here. The tune she hums, oblivious to your presence, is wordless. Kate!
Yes?
You are unsure of what to do now that you have found her, though addressing her is always an option. When you call to her from behind, she flinches and spins to face you. The lights floating around her abruptly dissipate. Holy shit, Kate! I did not plan for this!
Huh?
The woman, or perhaps girl would be more appropriate, stares at you with widened eyes. Her mouth opens and closes, but she seems unable to find the right words to express her shock. In an attempt to break the ice, you address her, but it seems to frighten her, and she takes a step back. Suddenly, as if reacting to her movement, something darts out from the nearby brush. Its unearthly form looks like a shadow in the shape of a woman. Seeing it, the girl gasps.
What is a hollow doing here? Back! Stay back!
But the shadow ignores the girl and draws ever closer. You unsheath your weapons to confront the enemy. Ooh, spooky. Rambler Exile. Okay, I don't know what they do. We'll try paralyzing them in the back. Oh my god, we can't fucking hit this thing for anything. After managing to slay the unfamiliar enemy, you turn toward the young girl. She had been struck dumb during the battle, but now that it is over, she hastily bows to you.
I thank you for saving me. I hope that none of you were hurt.
You tell the girl you are no worse for wear, and she smiles with relief.
I am glad to hear it. Well done. Not to be rude, but are you humans as well?
The girl asks with restrained curiosity.
I regret cringing to see you, but Yggdrasil spoke truly. I was told that if I waited here, humans would come.
She seems too excited to realize the import of her own words. She made reference to Yggdrasil speaking. What could this mean?
I'm known as the medium in town. And what are you called?
Hold on, I just realized that, Fugatech is not active, so I'm seeing if I can reactivate it. Reactive by Fugitech. Log in with Discord. Keep scrolling. Authorize. Is it working now? Okay. Try resetting. Alright. How do I copy? Group. Alright. Stream get. There we go. We're back. Cool. Your party introduces themselves to the girl, each in turn. The girl's wariness has subsided, and her eyes are bright as she questions you. She seems to be opening up. But the conversation comes to a crashing halt as a woman rushes in from the south, staff in hand.
You! Get away from that medium!
Oh, it's the same. It's,
her.
Wu Fan. You recognize the woman. She is the one who called herself Wu Fan, who saved you in the Miasma Forest.
I don't even remember what voice I gave her. Oops. It appears my faith in humanity that led me to save you was a mistake. To think that you would come here. And you dare address the medium. This is a disgrace. I shall banish you from this place myself.
She seems ready and eager to attack, but the girl quickly steps in between you and the angry woman.
Wu Fan, wait! These people... Guild Catalyst saved me from the Hollows. And look! They're just like me! They're human too! How splendid! I want to talk to them some more. Can't I please?
Wu Fan knits her brow and tries to dissuade the girl, but eventually sighs at her stubbornness.
If you must. But please continue your conversation inside the town walls. There is no precedent for hollows appearing in such a shallow stratum, but we must be vigilant.
You assume that the shadowy creatures you fought a moment ago were these hollows. Wu Fan turns toward you.
I trust you overheard. We will wait for you in Vessel Town, which stands just down this path.
Ooh, okay. So, if Vessel Town, if it's literally right in front of us, this is probably the best part to do the cutscene, because trying to wait to the end of the stratum is going to take way too long. Mm-hmm. But that also means we'd risk ending stream at like 9 p.m., which is a little early, so...
Well, it is still midnight for people on the East Coast on a work night, so I feel like it's not super early.
Okay. Yeah, so some folks have to go, so maybe that'll be the big cliffhanger for this episode.
What the medium wants, she gets. I will prepare a reward for you. The path is winding, so don't go astray.
Wu Fan sternly takes the medium's hand and turns her back to you as she begins walking away.
Ow! Hey! What's gotten into you? I'm sorry, everyone. Wu Fan usually isn't like this. I have to go with her. We will be at Vessel Town, so please be sure to visit. I shall be waiting.
Just when you do Wu Fan, you gotta get a bit closer to your mic because it's coming in quiet.
Sure. Yeah.
With that, Wu Fan drags the girl away. Is there indeed a town this deep in the labyrinth? If so, it could be a very important discovery. Okay, so maybe it's not literally immediately in front of us, but when we do find it, I think that will be the trigger for the cutscene. Did you get a chance to look at the cutscene in advance? Because there is a part where we both speak together.
No, but I can do that right now.
I would do that. Oop. We teleport now.
The unnamed person in this cutscene in the beginning, is that...
In the beginning?
Is that who I think it is?
It doesn't have to be. It could just be a random member. So it could be a man or a woman. I had mentalized it as a man, but you let me know.
Sure, you can do that one. I don't mind.
You sense some presence nearby and stop for a moment. You look about you to see a firefly-like light floating to the east. The light capers and gambols, leaving trails of light behind it. Eventually, they disappear without a sound. What was it? You decide to continue your search. Kate, what the hell?
Do you think that was just in your subconscious somewhere?
No,
or that was...
I have absolutely zero memory of anything like this. That is crazy. Oh, this is gonna wipe my party out. Holy shit. Holy shit. That... that sand, that pocket sand is the only reason I'm not fucking dead. I'm serious. Wow. That was almost a party wipe.
Oh, okay. I see where we speak in unison here.
Holy shit. That...
Sorry, I'm doing like a different thing than you are right now.
I think people need to understand, we almost had to go through that entire cutscene all over again. That's how close that was to a party wipe. The one...
This is a long scene.
Right?
Oh my god!
You have lines when you're ready.
Oh, sorry. Different tab.
You intend to accept this request? It is from the Guildmaster himself. Have you heard the rumor of the fog monster that appears on Bwumph of the Misty Ravine? The rumor has many people scared, and so the Guildmaster wants you to unmask this fog monster's true identity. Reports say it appears between 7 and 9 in the morning, which is not dawn. You might learn more by asking the Guildmaster. Be careful. I have misgivings about this one. I await your swift return to collect the reward.
Well, explorers, take a seat and have a drink, why don't you? When you're up against a war bison, you can't be the ones to attack first. That only makes it angrier. It's the same when going up against rival guilds. Throw the first punch, and you're liable to get arrested.
When did you say we're doing the cutscene? I want to make sure I give
Once
myself
we get to Vessel
background break
Town.
first.
Wherever, they mentioned Vessel Town, and I think it's just deeper within the labyrinth. But whenever we get to Vessel Town, after that cutscene is when I am going to do our cutscene, and then that's going to be the end of stream.
Okay, I will take a pee break in like 5 minutes then.
Okay. Okay, and we'll sleep until the morning, which is great, because then we can hop right back into the labyrinth. Alright, City Gates, Enter Labyrinth, Misty Ravine. Wait, they said it was the one of the Misty Ravine, right? Book, quest.
I think so.
Yes. Between 7 and 9 a.m. As you proceed through the misty maze, you encounter a flustered soldier looking around. When he notices you, he rushes to your side like a drowning man clutching at a life preserver. Finally, another human! I'm saved! Do you happen to know where I could find the exit? This bizarre labyrinth has rendered my map useless. I'm at a complete loss. You open up your map and point out to him the location of the exit. Thank you! Now I can get back to Tharsis and prepare myself better. The soldier heads towards the location you pinpointed for him. You decide to resume your journey as well. That was a random event. Where's the mist monster? Hope it shows up. I feel like at this point I might as well burn some points on catch up because it's good in the early game. For this dude, when attacking before all enemies, your damage and accuracy increases. Okay. Shadow Cloak could be really useful. Might as well keep going a speed boost. What about you? Sword Dance, I still need one less burst gauge when you use a skill. Sure, why not? Dell will do patch up. Yeah. Just so that we get that extra healing in between fights. I hope the Mist Monster shows up. Oh, I'm so excited for when Flo is in his full synergy. Like, when he's going before other enemies and he's got maxed out links, and because he's going before everyone else, his attack and accuracy increases and he's dealing more damage. It's gonna be so good. Well, I don't think the Mist Monster is going to show up during this run. But... see. There we go. Okay. Roland. Runic shield. Beast TP boost, that's fine. Ranged volt attack to one enemy. Ranged ice attack to random enemies. Ranged fire attack to all enemies. It's very powerful, but maybe I should be giving myself access to these spells. Ranged fire attack. Yeah. I'm surprised I haven't been using that more. Okay. And then... what do I want for you? Power boost? I guess power boost? I'm not making use of your links very often. And I don't want to use that until I can start pumping real points into it. But also, blocking physical damage to the front line is a really big deal right now. I don't feel like more enemies are going to be using elemental spells until we get to the 3rd stratum. You sense some presence nearby and stop for a moment. Looking around, you notice a familiar firefly-like light floating in midair to the north. The light bobs and dances and then disappears without a sound. It looked as if it was showing you which path to take. You decide to resume your search. We're gonna take some stuff here first. Yeah, why not? Okay. I'm sure we'll be able to access the mist monster at a future time. That's a dead end. Okay.
It would suck if you missed the monster.
I almost didn't get that, but I got it at the last second. You son of a bitch. Why does it look like a ball sack when you do that?
If yours ever start looking like that, I need you to talk to your doctor. Especially if a 3rd one shows up.
Or if it gets elephantiasis out of nowhere.
Right.
Listen, when someone throws a shuriken into my balls, they do tend to react that way.
I'll do my best to avoid that maneuver.
Oop, okay. There we go. Here. Vim, I didn't need to be made aware of that. That's kind of awful.
Vim, I can't disclose this information. Maybe.
Can't say I've ever had someone try.
How do you know I haven't tried and just been unsuccessful?
Jesus Christ. All right. Ooh, that allows us... Okay, now we're finally getting access to elemental affixations to weapons. So we can make a weapon hit for a certain element, even if we do a normal strike.
Whoa.
I hate it. I hate it so much.
Oh, it's... you've changed this for me. They even have a seam! What the hell? Oh, no. Sorry, fam.
Oh, hell yes. After opening the door, you are met with tall wooden structures. You would have never have guessed when viewing the area from above that these were here. They must be well hidden. Could this be the vessel town that the medium spoke of?
Humans, what business do you have in our town?
The man standing by the gate raises his voice in alarm. You note that his arms and hands are abnormally thin. He must be a vessel himself. With astonishing speed, he reaches for the quiver on his back. Fortunately for all, a small figure rushes in to stop him. It is the girl you met in the forest.
Hold! Do not hurt them!
She intervenes between the vessel on guard and your party.
Did Wufan not mention it? These are the ones who saved me in the forest. They are my guests. I am sorry. Did you run into any difficulties on your way? I am happy to see you. We have a meal prepared.
The girl takes your hand and leads you further into town. The vessel soldier lowers his readied bow, but he seems unconvinced. You see scarcely anyone else on the open roads. Would they all be in hiding? The ones you do see from time to time are all vessels. There is not one other human in the whole town. The vessels glare at you coldly. Some speak to each other in hushed whispers. When you look uneasily at the medium, her eyes are downcast with shame.
I think they are only surprised to see you. Come, sit.
She smiles at you, but it does not reach her eyes. The girl retrieves a bowl filled with fruit and seeds and offers it to you to eat.
How did you come here? What sorts of things do you do normally? And what kind of food do you prefer?
The questions come one after another in a cheerful barrage, but you wonder if the ingenue act is deliberate.
Ingenue, yeah.
Ingenue. You interrupt to ask if there are any other humans here.
No, I am the only one.
She says.
I have no mother or father. Until today, I thought I was unique. I heard that the rest of humanity disappeared long ago, but it seems there are things Wufan doesn't know. Are the others like us? How many humans would you say there are where you come from?
You hesitate before answering. You want to give her the truth, but are not sure how she would react. You tell the medium about Tharsis and the many other cities in the world far beyond it. She is shocked to hear of an entire world she has never seen. Her eyes go soft as she loses herself in reverie. It is the first time you can recall her youth showing through since you arrived in this town.
That's amazing. You've come so far to get here. I wish I could see the places you've been.
Her words are off the cuff and genuine, but a cold voice spoils her delight. Medium, you must... Oh, it might be you. Go ahead.
I don't know. It's fine. Go ahead.
Go for it.
Medium, you must not listen to what these humans tell you.
The vessel called Wufan approaches. You are not certain how long she had been listening.
Humans, I take it that you know nothing of what happened in these lands long ago. Since I doubt you will return empty-handed, I will tell you of the legend, and then you will leave at once. Is that better volume-wise?
Yes. The medium starts to protest, but Wu Fan pays her no heed and quietly tells the tale. Once, it seems, many humans lived at the foot of Yggdrasil and created other races to take care of it. The vessels were among these. For a time, there was peace, and all lived under the blessings of Yggdrasil. But then, one day, a titan as tall as the heavens came and hid Yggdrasil. Its blessings were lost, along with many lives. The humans fled in terror of the titan, but the vessels worked together to slay the monster. And thus did Yggdrasil return to the world. The vessels worship it and live in its lands to this day.
The medium is human, but she is not like the cowards who fled from the Titan.
Sneers Wu Fan.
She is the one true human with oracular powers. She alone can hear Yggdrasil's voice.
Why are you tagged like a cow?
You'll find out later. Yggdrasil speaks through the medium to this day to direct we vessels. She is human, but nothing like you. I thank you for protecting her, but we cannot forgive your ancestors for turning their backs on the Titan. Here is your reward. As you are skilled in combat, you may find it useful, but never return here.
With that, Wu Fan hands you an old book. Just then, she draws nearer and whispers into your ear.
Why did the medium choose you to open up to? You will not take her from here. She is happier with us.
The burning hatred in her eyes is unmistakable. Wu Fan is with you every step of the way out of town.
Why would you treat them so horribly? I am human too. They are no different than me.
The medium's protest against your shabby treatment can be heard even outside the town. Your investigation of the Misty Ravine has taken an unexpected turn. Regardless of the vessel's animosity, you cannot stay silent about what you have seen and heard today. Once you return to Tharsis, the Outland Count must know about this at once. Alright, so, my guess is, I'm gonna go to him, report, and it looks like this is the only way through the labyrinth, so he's gonna force me to go back. We'll probably have an additional cutscene, and then that will give me the leeway to start our cutscene. If it isn't, I will just start the cutscene once we go back through, and I will make up a quick paragraph to make this work. I'm gonna feed the cats real quick, so quick 2-minute break.
I'm not going.
For those of you in chat, I would get situated, because I would say within the next 15 to 20 minutes begins a very long cutscene that I wrote from scratch.
How we doing? Y'all cozy? You chillin'? You got a drink? You got a snack? You got tea. You got a sandwich. Ooh, chicken Alfredo.
My ass hurts.
Your ass hurts?
My
You want a
ass
massage?
hurts. Yeah. Touch
I'll
my
give you
booty
a-
hole.
No, not the hole.
Not the hole.
Not, I don't think so. Can't touch your hole on stream. You're gonna get in trouble.
Oh god, I hate looking at that. It's so bad.
Is it worse if you think about that happening to your own balls?
Yes. I mean, are you listening to these sound effects? Like, they sound like comic book shit. One more free fight before I go back. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, is it? Okay, there we go.
I love these rabbits.
And also, I don't think it looks that much like that, Kate.
No, but it's funny to think about.
No, it's not.
Oh, I think it is.
You return from exploring the Misty Ravine. Your discovery of the vessel town is too important to keep to yourself. What they know of Yggdrasil cannot be taken lightly. You will have to report your findings to the Count. As you stand in the square and contemplate your next course of action, an explorer approaches you.
It's been a while, hasn't it? But we're both still standing, which is always good.
You nod a greeting to Whirlwind.
I heard a rumor you found something amazing. What did you see out there? Vessels, the medium, and Yggdrasil, huh? So that's the way they heard the story of Yggdrasil.
You are momentarily taken aback to see Whirlwind's usually cheerful face lose its warmth and turn to an icy stare.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to get all serious on you there. Here, take this. With my compliments.
He pushes a bottle of medicine into your hands.
That reminds me. There's this cave I don't know if you've seen yet. It's called the Moth's Garden. I heard there's lots of rare plant monsters there, so I went to go look. And now I know why that is. Any weaker plant-eating animals there get gobbled up by the dino gator that roams around. That dino gator didn't make it easy to get inside the place. And you should go for it. It's pretty interesting. I know you've got things going on, but if you don't get yourself a little stronger, I think you'll regret it. Okay, see ya!
He gives you an even simpler farewell than usual and leaves the square.
I see. But this is incredible!
The Count can barely restrain his excitement at your report.
An entire unknown race, dwelling deep within an unknown labyrinth. Vessels, you called them. And they are led by a young human girl. Most interesting. I'm intrigued by the account of history this woman Wu Fan gave, but it raises so many questions. I'd like to ask you personally to handle the mission, since you are already involved. What say you? The mission I have for you this time is extremely important. I'd like for you to deliver this letter to the medium, an important figure in the vessel community. I understand that there's something between our races that we were never aware of. Is our relationship truly irreparable, I wonder? That's what I'd like for you to feel out for me. Searching for Yggdrasil is important too, but this mission may be even more so. Good luck, Catalyst Guild. A new maze called the Misty Ravine. It's said that names and natures do often agree, but I sense danger afoot. It's impossible to tell what sort of threats may await you there. Make sure you take precautions when braving it.
Happy birthday, Bim.
So, tell me, what do you think of sailing the skies? Great, isn't it? You can go to the Misty Ravine by flying higher, but don't forget, there are places right here in the Windy Plains you probably haven't been to since they're so high up. You should try poking around when you have the time. Maybe you'll make a new discovery or two.
The Misty Ravine Fog Monster. Not you too. I don't know what it is, but you can get through by... What? You're going to defeat it? Oh, it was you who accepted my request. Why didn't you say so? All I've heard says this monster shows up from 7 to 9 in the morning at the eastern dead end. Now hurry up and get going. I'll be waiting for you to come back with that monster's head as a gift.
Oh, he might have new text as well.
So, you've reached a new dungeon. This one's the Misty Ravine, eh? We don't know anything about whatever it is past this point, but the basic skills you've honed still apply. Make sure to keep up your training. A first-class explorer always evolves and adapts to new situations.
Thank you, Inky. You be the monster researcher.
The big moth still exists in the Scarlet Pillars. I thought they were extinct. Oh, are you explorers? If it's not too much bother, could you accept my request? It's already been posted. If you're interested, you can ask about it at the counter.
I'm gonna send you something over Telegram.
Okay.
It's explicitly because of you.
Yes.
Big Moth doesn't want humans to know this secret.
You're going to take that request? I posted it up high where I hoped no one would see it. It comes from an entomologist who wants someone to bring him back a moth egg. It can be found at the Moth's Garden, naturally. Now, a word, please. You needn't try so hard on this one. I shall await your swift return.
Oh, she probably hates bugs.
As you may have guessed, this is from the Outland Count. He is looking for a different body of water this time. You can learn more by talking to him at the Grand Court. Now then, I shall await your swift return.
I struggle with the fact that there's a count and a court,
Right.
and those words like that every time.
You want details on my request to find the river's source? I'm glad to know you've accepted it. Do you remember when I sent you in search of the river source here in the Windy Plains? I haven't forgotten. What's more, I hear a similar river flows through the Scarlet Pillars, a land you gave us access to. Judging by the maps I've seen, I have come to believe that river must be connected to ours in the Windy Plains. Find the true source of the river in the Scarlet Pillars, and once you've found it, report back here to me.
Is it
I
here?
hate that they ended that sentence with to. Touch the spot to direct them to.
Damn it. Hold on. Okay. Let's see. No, okay. Is it here?
There we go. Haha. Ah, this is excellent. Just the thing I expected from my trusted explorers. The river source was there indeed. With this new find, the soldiers and explorers who travel to the Scarlet Pillars will have guaranteed water. That will make things much more efficient for them. Thank you once more for your hard work, my friends. I have already informed the Dancing Peacock of your success. You may go and proudly claim your reward.
And report.
From what the Outland Count told me, it sounds like you settled the matter expertly. But it is strange to think that the source of our water actually lies in the Scarlet Pillars. That means that while there, you can drink the same water we do here. It's sort of a river bond. At any rate, here is your reward.
Gather information. Yes. This is your nerd girl.
Oh, sorry.
Or nerd boy, whatever.
Nerd they.
West of the Pillars, there's a cave inhabited by what's known simply as the Big Moth.
Big Moth!
I want you to find its nest and take one egg.
Egg.
Having one would radically change the field of entomology. But be wary of the Big Moth attacks. They have terrible vision, but very acute hearing.
Big Moth!
If you get into any battles near it, it will immediately fixate on your position and give chase.
I love your fucking voices.
Thank you.
This is a hammer. Don't worry about it.
No, I wanted to be a hammer.
No, where is the one that wanted rabbit tail nest? And not that. Chain helm, kettle hat. Was it kettle hat? No. Studded gloves. Jack boots. There was one that had... It also required... moth coat. Maybe it was a weapon. The shamshir? Okay. But the dancer can equip it. No. Every time. Oh, the Hindi. Anyone else? No. We're okay for now. And then accessories. Ice charm, sleep guard. None of that is important. How do I have 3 of those stored? What the hell? Okay. Talk.
Oh, so hey, how's that new labyrinth? It's called the Misty Ravine, right? I guess on account of it's all misty. I can't wait to hear the stories you bring back from that place. Of course, as an apprentice blacksmith, I'm even more excited about the new kinds of junk you bring back here.
And...
That was very hard to read, I'm sorry.
Oh, welcome back. Say, have you ever eaten something called a dragon crystal? It's supposed to be picked off a terrible dragon's body. That's why it's so rarely found on the market. But if it was me, I'd rather cook the actual dragon meat than whatever these crystals it leaves behind are.
It's frozen pea!
See here, this butcher's knife? I had the master of the atelier make it for me. It's so nice and sharp.
Jesus fucking Christ. This woman terrifies me. Also, when you come in, Kate, on the cutscene, it is after a music shift, so I will let you know once I've done that shift.
Okay.
Alright. Hopefully this does trigger another cutscene, and we can have ourselves a nice extended lore.
The cutscene.
The first of many extensive, important cutscenes. I have been eagerly waiting for this one since the moment I first talked about doing a lore stream. Balls!
Amazing.
Bigger?
Never mind. I unmuted to say something, and the second I pressed it, I went, no.
With the Count's letter in hand, you return to the vessel town. But you are not prepared for the sight that awaits you there. Wounded vessels are groaning on the ground, and everywhere there are signs of a struggle. What has happened? As you look around with heightened caution, a man approaches from further within. It seems to be Whirlwind.
Ah, it's you, Catalyst. I just got here a moment ago myself. A terrible thing, isn't it?
Things must really be in chaos here if an outsider like me can wander in without anyone saying boo. There is dissembling in his tone, but you cannot read his true thoughts in his expression.
Now, brace yourself, because here's the really bad news. The medium's been kidnapped. It was the Hollow's boss that took her. I'm sure you've seen the small fry here and there before. Question is, what do we do? We've got your mission to uphold, so you can't just let this go.
He looks around the town again, seemingly troubled. Not far away is a familiar vessel, the arcanist named Wu Fan. You can tell from here that she has lost her composure. She is lashing out at a group of vessels.
What then? Are you saying they'll return the medium if we wait patiently? Don't be absurd! Have you forgotten how much we rely on the medium's guidance? Can you think of nothing but yourselves? I will not wait as the rest of you continue to do nothing until the Elder Committee allows it. I am going.
After her outburst, she turns her back to the other vessels. With her eyes lock with yours for a moment before she turns away, as if ashamed, and rushes down the stairs.
Yikes. I guess she wasn't around town when they hit. And the medium's biggest supporters were all hurt during the attack. They can't do anything to help. Still, going off alone's a pretty reckless thing to do. What's she going to try?
Whirlwind mutters. He scratches his head and looks to your party.
Nothing for it, I guess, but to go after her. You can come if you want, or not. Whatever you want. Just be careful.
He waves and disappears into the maze. Despite his nonchalant words, you cannot complete your mission without rescuing the medium. Once you are prepared, take the stairs to the lower depths. Below lies the nest of the inhuman hollows. Okay, this actually works out great. I just need to do a slight amount of rewriting to the very first paragraph. Lore Bible. All right, let me see what I wrote at the beginning. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Okay. Give me like 5 minutes. This is very easy. I'm literally writing on the fly to make this fit the story.
Are you just changing the first paragraph?
I'm just changing the first paragraph so that it leads into the dialogue and makes sense with what just happened. Okay. Okay. I'm going to update the file. I will have you voice the first person who speaks, and then I will have a second person from the tribe speak, and that will be, I'll cover that. So.
Okay, do you need me to refresh then?
I'll let you know when. I'm just about done. Okay. Okay. I think we've got it. I'm gonna save. Go ahead and open it back up.
He's loading.
And then I'm gonna make sure I have the proper music tracks open in the meantime.
Toyota's national sales event? You can take your next tailgate anywhere.
Even better, now score.
You have the first person speaking as a male. Is that...
New Tacoma.
I will rewrite that.
Let's go places.
I mean, I can just understand that it's me.
Yes. Okay, cool. So, we need that one. I think we just need that one. No, is it this one? Hold on. I'm gonna turn this up. Nope, that is the wrong one. That is the one I need for that first one. I think it's this one? Yes, okay, perfect. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
We're gonna bring it over here. And just need the whole gang here. I'm just clicking on so many things. Flow needs to be above Roland. Yes, okay. Del, perfect. All right. Oh, this is great. It's like the actual party comp. All right.
Cute.
As Flo's group approached the straggled vessels remaining within the town, what must have been one of the other elders noticed their return, bowing in preemptive apology.
It is you again. We apologize for our harsh way of treatment before.
She said solemnly, her physical weakness exacerbated by the tinge of sorrow in her words.
Compared to what just happened to us and our medium, it was unfair to give you such hostility without due cause.
Thank you, but that isn't the main issue anymore, Flo replied. Looking to the doorway that led deeper into the labyrinth, he felt a slight unease at what monstrosity could have torn through the village with such fervor, and what it could do to them once they caught up to it. Look, we want to help you get the medium back, but this is our first time through the area. Is there any way you can lend us your help? We assume you will seek to continue your travels deeper into the labyrinth. We also assume you will find it useful to have someone versed in its hallways to help guide you, one of the tribe members suggested. If you would still accept, there is one of our own, an arcanist, who has offered to provide that guidance. Flo looked to the others for any immediate disagreement. Seeking none, he nodded resolutely to the offering vessel, who bowed in acceptance shortly thereafter. The group behind them parted gently, allowing a clear path towards Catalyst that was soon walked by the presumed volunteer. The individual who stepped forward bore a look that stood in stark contrast to the dulled, foggy, muted environment around them. His pure white hair acted like a small beacon in the center of the open area, as if powered by the crisp orange and red of his garments that reminded the group of the sun they had lost sight of since entering the Ravine's maze. His lithe frame immediately suggested that even standing would be a monumental task, and yet stand he did, almost too stoically, his eyes often being the only part of him that moved as he scanned each member of the party. You must forgive his quiet observation, for he only recently joined our membership, the vessel advised. We are oft to prefer that guiding role, rather than to contribute to the violence and suffering that has covered so much of this world of late. I am sure, however, that should the absolute need arise, he is capable of assisting in your safety, even at his own expense. Flo couldn't help but notice that his own body was resistant to any sudden movements as he went to extend an offer of a handshake. It was as if any motion was magnified in contrast to the complete lack of it from his would-be ally, to the point of feeling like a disrespectful gesture to a culture that didn't recognize its meaning. A pleasure. My name is Flo, and this is Guild Catalyst, Flo eventually said, choosing to forgo his usual pleasantries and simply give the info that was necessary. We promise to do our best not to take your assistance for granted. Thank you for your help in advance. The Arcanist's lavender eyes merely looked into Flo's in acknowledgement. The latter still wasn't sure if he had missed an important part of the negotiation. As a moment of silence passed, the advisor vessel spoke once more. It is our hope that his travels with you will prove to be a boon rather than a burden. But even we are not certain yet of his full potential. Please, do not hesitate to come back if you find that the trials you face would be better met with a different, more skilled member of our...
Hold on. Like I said, I need to set the music.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Is this some kind of sick joke? Tell me I'm hallucinating again.
From the back line of Catalyst's group, X's terse voice abruptly cut through the conversation. She pushed her way to the front with a sense of urgency, stopping a few feet ahead of Flo, as she commanded the sudden silence of the room with her posture. For the last minute or so, her expression, then unnoticed by the rest of the group, had gone from neutral
to surprised, to a growing amount of serious concern, culminating in an almost disbelieving scoff that left her unable to stand idly by anymore. Her focus seemed deadlocked on the man who had just been offered to them as an ally. They both held position in an impromptu standoff, with only her hand moving at first as it slowly placed itself against the scabbard on her thigh while she continued.
Why are you here? How are you here?
The surprise in X's eyes slowly gave way to a mix of fear and disgust, and she continued to stare at the vessel standing at the opposite end. He hadn't moved an inch during this outburst. Even now, his face remained impossible to read, as he looked at her with the same expression he wore when he was first introduced.
Answer me!
She insisted, refusing to break eye contact. The lack of any response, even nonverbal, from her target, only served to unnerve her even more.
Say something!
As several more seconds passed, the unchanging silence finally pushed X past her already wavering restraint.
Oh, say anything!
Whether out of frustration, panic, anger, or a combination of the three, her racing mind became a racing body as she broke into a furious stride straight towards the Arcanist, covering significant ground in just a few initial steps. Flo and Marnie both tried in vain to reach out to her, but from the moment her limbs first twitched, it was already hopeless. Instead, the room almost seemed to darken as all eyes fell on her, watching the gap between her and her target close at rapid speed. But just as suddenly as she had begun to sprint, X found herself slowing with equal force, her limbs appearing to drag through the air as though a numbing agent had activated throughout her entire body all at once. It was then that a dim light began to materialize beneath her, spreading out into an archaic circle that surrounded her along the ground. With it, several strands of what appeared to be a dark ether materialized into view, revealing that they were the halting force as they attached to her limbs and steadfastly connected her to the glowing rune beneath.
Ah! Damn it! Damn you!
X cried out, struggling in vain against the tethers as she glared at the Arcanist once more. In all the chaos, no one had noticed that he now stood with both hands clasped against the rod stuck straight into the ground before him, although he was otherwise exactly the same as before in every other measure. Whatever had just happened, it was certain he was the one who had caused it.
I don't understand. You're not supposed to be here. You're supposed to be dead.
What are you talking about, X? Flo finally called out, catching up about halfway before slowing down his pace once he realized X was no longer an imminent flight risk. Just because someone went missing doesn't automatically mean they never made it out in the end. He then looked to the unmoving Arcanist, raising his voice to match the extra distance. Our friend is convinced you're supposed to be dead. Is there something we should know? Why would she be saying that? The frail staff wielder looked once again to X. Her dagger-filled eyes refused to blink in his direction, lest he suddenly disappear when her vision returned. He then looked to Flo, speaking for the first time since their introduction with a distinct matter-of-factness, even as X's own venomous reply came in tandem with his own. You are the first line of this in 3, 2, 1. Because she's
I'm
the one who killed me.
him.
I'll let that sink in for a moment. We will go back from that point and go back to the music. Almost as soon as it had erupted, the potentially violent clash was already over. The room of humans and vessels all stared in silence at the magical tether that now kept X at bay, too uncertain to speak, as all motion fell still for several moments. Eventually, as her emotions calmed, so too did the dark ether wrapped around her limbs begin to break apart
into formless particles of magical essence that wisped back into nothingness. She continued to sit there, kneeling on the hard ground with her head hung low, as the others tried to figure out the best next course of action. It was Dell who finally spoke first. If nothing else, their consistent penchant for curiosity was a reliable way of changing tack when other methods felt too awkward to attempt. Let me click on them. You knew this person, X? She didn't respond at first, although the slow movement of her frame as she began to rise back up suggested that she had at least acknowledged his question. Even as she fully righted herself once more, her head stayed focused forward toward the Arcanist while she addressed Dell's inquiry.
We knew each other.
She corrected, the same certainty still present in her tone that powered her anguished shouts moments before.
We were part of the same exploration squad. We were teammates. Friends.
Her volume shifted, now addressing that supposed teammate.
You remember, don't you?
The party also looked in his direction, curious to hear the answer. Several seconds of silence that followed led them to wonder if there would even be one. I do not, the frail-looking vessel finally replied, his monotone voice seeming to harbor no particular emotion whatsoever. Not anger at her actions, nor confusion at the question, nor even frustration at his own lack of memory. Only the event of my death remains distinct, the closest moment to when I was brought back to this world. Anything else is but an incomprehensible blur, if one exists at all.
What?
X struggled to grasp the concept. Even despite her own moments of weakness in dealing with her curse, she couldn't recall any instances where she suddenly lost memory of something she had shared with someone else.
You don't remember anything? What about all the maps we charted? The campfire chats we had while on Night Watch?
Her voice was getting agitated again, a warning sign that put Flo and the others on alert as they continued to watch.
What about the FOE we felt together? How close we came to dying then? That happened right before. That was the next closest thing to what you do remember. You can't just forget something like that, Selene.
Selene, the vessel parroted, pausing a moment at its sound as though on the precipice of having another thought come to mind. Would that be the name I was known by before? You are free to call me that again, if you wish. He tried once more to pull anything of note from the word, before bowing his head in lamentable acceptance. But I apologize. I do not recall any of these things that you've mentioned, although I do not doubt your words.
You seriously don't remember?
She repeated, almost to herself. On the outside, she may have seemed still, but her body was beginning to shake from the mix of emotions now whirling up inside her.
So, that's it then? That's how this goes? I just... What, throw away everything I remember and pretend it never happened?
X began to step forward, but Marnie, having already foreseen this possible outcome, beat her to the punch, blocking her progress with an outstretched arm as she eased X back. I think that's enough, X, Marnie gently but firmly advised, trying to preemptively nip any other potential outbursts in the bud. What's done is done. It can't be taken back. If anything, we can at least be grateful he's been given a second chance.
Bullshit!
X defiantly protested, turning her head to glare at Marnie and throwing her own arm out to the side as she gestured toward the stoic male and the group of vessels behind him.
Am I supposed to just accept this? Act like it's normal? To have your decayed corpse raised up and thrown back into the fray like some kind of a free-use puppet?
The vessel's spirit was chosen because of the great sadness that marked it in death. A desperate desire to cling to this world.
One of the tribe members added,
hoping to assuage any concerns about their benevolence having a sinister motive.
It is for this reason we gave him new life, and he is free to use it however he wishes. It was not our intent to have him serve our own desires.
I don't care! This is wrong. All of this is wrong.
X chided, sweeping her disdain across them all before looking at Selene once more.
You had a life. You existed. And even if...
She paused, grappling with the responsibility that her next words carried.
Even if it's my fault, you're like this now. How could this be any better than resting in peace? Why exist in a world you don't even remember anymore?
The others weren't sure how to respond to this, as the logic made sense. Even if someone's spirit had enough memory of its own to want to live, what did it matter if the being that returned no longer had that memory regardless? As they continued to dwell on the gravity of their situation and its impact on X, another voice spoke up from nearby.
Actually, I believe there may be a solution to this after all.
It was Roland who stepped forward this time, his mouth carefully summarizing the myriad thoughts that were running through his mind at record speed as he addressed Selene.
Despite your unique condition, it seems you still have a tether to the magical essence of this world, correct?
Yes, I believe so. Selene nodded in agreement, glancing at the staff in his hands.
As best I can describe it, I am able to sense, and if necessary, manipulate, the aura of other beings, a culmination of their good or bad intent. In essence, a creature with positive emotions can have them amplified into a healing force that repairs their wounds. Or,
he hesitated, looking over towards X,
one's own malice, and become the chains that bind them.
Roland also nodded to himself, empowered by what he heard.
I see. Then I would theorize the same holds true for you.
Even the emotionally neutral Selene was somehow caught off guard by this.
What do you mean? Allow me to explain. Perhaps you may find yourself devoid of your memories, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're incapable of retrieving them. Quite the opposite, in fact. You are quite literally a new vessel, ready to absorb all the essence this world has to offer. Memories themselves are tied to emotions, both good and bad. And research has suggested that even the essence we use for magic carries tiny fragments of the memories made by all living things.
Roland smiled proudly, his scientific process having finally arrived at the hypothesis he was eager to prove.
You said that, although blurry, there were pieces of something in the corners of your mind. And I imagine if you were to collect enough of those fragments through your travels, and then use your power to amplify them within yourself, you may just be able to lift the haze from the memories that never truly left you.
For the first time since Selene's introduction, the hushed silence that filled the room was one filled with hope, rather than despair. Nearly every set of eyes was either focused on Roland and twinkling with a respect for his ingenuity, or looking towards Selene with an earnest warmth of optimism. Only Dell stood out, his face practically shoved into the notebook he was studiously jotting notes into, committed at all costs to writing down every single word he had just heard for future supplementary research.
You know,
Flo chimed in, a heavy but relieved sigh serving to acknowledge the whirlwind of emotions everyone had gone through.
I have to say, this might have been more drama than I was hoping for, but in the end, it sounds like something we have to work towards. It's still better than nothing, I suppose, right?
He turned to Selene, assuming his duties once more as the honorary guild recruiter he found himself becoming time after time.
So then, I can assume you're willing to tag along with us?
We could sure use the extra help in managing all that evil the labyrinth keeps throwing at us.
Although I remain unsure about what your friend said before, I accept your proposal in earnest, Solane replied. However, I must decline any request for me to participate in battle, as my only current memory, is a rather grim one. I am left with a particular distaste for violence. I do not wish for my power to be used toward the suffering of other creatures. I hope you can understand. I'm sure we can manage one way or another. With that settled, Flo turned to include the rest of the group in the conversation. Alright, everyone. We have a medium to save. Shall we make our way onto whatever awaits us next?
You all go ahead.
X contested, her eyes heavy with a look that suggested she had matters still yet unresolved.
I'll catch up with you in a bit. I'd just like to have a moment with Solane. Alone.
Flo looked at her with concern, unsure of whether he could trust her to be isolated with Solane after everything that had just transpired. But he could see no hint of the viciousness in her eyes that was present when they'd first met. He nodded to her, then to the tribe members, who did the same in kind, before making their way back to the rest of the village, before escorting the other 3 party members in the opposite direction. On. We're at the last part of this! Before long, X and Solane had found themselves with the privacy she had requested, and she turned to face him once more. Let me play the new music. Go ahead.
Are you removing the other party members from the screen or no?
Yes, I should. Okay.
Solane,
X softly began. Her voice was barely above a whisper, perhaps for the first time since the party had saved her from fully succumbing to the demonic presence still wrestling for control of her mind. She stood in front of Solane, with barely a foot between them, her hawk-like eyes scanning his face, and the lone eye that wasn't covered by his hair, hoping for any kind of evidence that the flurry of emotions she felt was reflected in his own expression. There was none. The emptiness looking back at her robbed her of whatever else she had originally planned to say, and her frustration at not being able to remember what it was only worsened as she saw herself reflected in his pupil. She inhaled deeply, hoping to give it another attempt. But before she could release the air in her lungs, she felt it forcibly leave instead, as her body fell against his in utter defeat. Her arms clasped around his shoulders, her head muffled into the upper corner of his chest, as she heaved a tired, pained wail against him. Even the walls of the forest seemed to refuse to echo her own sadness back to her in the moments that followed. Every thought that had crossed her mind over the last several minutes melted together into a liquid guilt that poured from her eyes as she soaked it into his robe, until enough of it had left that she could finally think again. Eventually, the quiet emptiness once again took control of the environment around them. X's hold against Solane began to loosen, but not before tightening once more as she embraced him in a firmer, genuine hug. Her voice meekly left her throat once more, at a volume only the 2 of them could hear.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Solane did nothing to rebuke her, but neither did he reciprocate. He merely remained steadfast as always, as that lone eye glanced calmly at her from above. They remained like this for a while longer, until at last he felt the weight against him relieve as X separated from him and stepped back to compose herself. The edge of her hand glistened like the moisture of the fog that drifted through the plants around them as she swiped the remnant tears off her face, before taking hold of her rucksack and beginning to make her way back towards the party waiting further ahead. The Arcanist calmly watched her until the dim light could no longer keep her within view. He stood there, a minute more, a living ghost in the earthen hallway that felt as cold as his own body, before finally beginning to walk in the same direction. And that was the whole cutscene. Oh my god.
I'm so proud of you. That's so
God! What the hell, man?
How many people were here for that? 41. I hope you all enjoyed. Woo! I know. There was a lot of development there. So, any particular favorite moments? I mean, we're at the end of stream. Like, I'm gonna go back and save, but that was the last part I wanted to do tonight before we called it a night. Ta-ta-dum. Save right over here. We're continuing on. Kitty cats. So, for those who just want a quick summary of that, basically we have learned that Selene is apparently... I don't know if we could call him a corpse, but he definitely did not use... he was alive at some point, and it sounds like he stopped being alive, and X was the one who killed him. And now he's back for some reason, whether it's the Arcanist power or something else. But this sits very unwell with X, because, for example, it serves as proof not only that, you know... someone who she hoped would finally have proper rest is now back for reasons unknown. But also suggests that if she were to succumb, either to the curse or to the labyrinth or whatever, that even in death she wouldn't find an escape. Because apparently you can just bring things back from the dead if you want to. So as we traverse through the remainder of the the second labyrinth, Selene is now quote-unquote part of the group, but he is not taking part in fights because he is, first of all, clearly there's this distrust between the vessels and the humans, but also because he personally, his only memory that he currently has is the moment of his death and the violence that was surrounding it, and he has no desire to contribute to it. So he is acting as a guide, but our party is still the 5 that you see for the foreseeable future. Until, I guess, as the situation changes. But that is the lore dump for today's stream. I do have one other cutscene that I still need to work on, but I don't think that one is going to happen until near the end, or the actual end of the second stratum. So we have a way to go. But I hope that was entertaining all the same. That'll do it for tonight's stream with that in mind. Tying it all together, it would be extremely daunting. We did do an ongoing story for ETRIAN Odyssey 1, 2, and 3. It was a recurring cast. There were some new characters. For example, Lux was persistent throughout the 3. Steelhelm was persistent throughout the 3. Color, who is Steel's spouse in real life, was also in the story, but they were tied to, like, the town of ETRIAN Odyssey 2 and 3 as to why they didn't join us in both games. But going into ETRIAN Odyssey 4, I was like, imagine ETRIAN Odyssey 1, 2, and 3 is like a Star Wars trilogy. There were a lot of recurring characters and a lot of recurring themes, but I wanted that to be its own, like, self-contained trilogy. That doesn't mean that there can't be callbacks or connections, potentially, but I wanted all of the characters and their stories to be brand new. I didn't want any repeat characters from the first 3 games. Also because this is the first time that I have ever done this sort of thing for an ETRIAN Odyssey game at all. And if this is one of the first streams that you're tuning into, I encourage you to go to my YouTube page, which is NG sonicmega, and check out the uploads of the other episodes already, because we wrote cutscenes, or I wrote cutscenes, and with Kate's help also wrote additional content for all of the character introductions so far. And we also had some bonus cutscenes that were supposed to elucidate on characters' backstories or show how they would interact with each other. So far, we have narrated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Today marks 7 individual cutscenes. that I have written and narrated. And so far, coming up ahead, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 8 more. At least 8 more. It's probably gonna be closer to like 11 to 12 once I think of the ones I still need to add. But if you enjoyed this, I hope you will tune into future ETRIAN streams, because this is going to be an ongoing development within the party and the character lore that will progress as the story progresses. There are certain moments that cannot happen until we've gotten further into the game. So, oh, Kate, I know who we're raiding tonight.
Who we raid?
Rick P. Griffin is playing Ratcoin.
Oh, is that the raccoon thing?
The coin pusher game that I told you about. All right, y'all. So, tomorrow, the mods and I are going to try and play Peak, or the mod squad and I are going to try and play multiplayer Peak on stream for you all to enjoy. If you've never seen Peak before, a bunch of Boy Scouts attempt to climb a mountain, and hilarity and suffering and danger ensues. Oh, thank you, Dark. Yes, yes, yes. And then Thursday, I believe I'm going to be hanging out with Kate because I won't have the ability to stream. And then Friday, I am going to try to stream Sola Tarobo since we weren't able to do it on Monday. I don't know what the weekend holds in store, but we'll see. We will see. Let's think of a raid phrase. Let me see what, before I run out of time. Did he just stop? He just, I think he just stopped streaming. I'm gonna be
it's top of the hour, so that might have been his cutoff
He
too.
literally just stopped streaming.
Oop.
Son of a gun. God damn it. AKL Trifecta's doing Grand Blue Fantasy. Is he doing Grand Blue Fantasy Versus? Yes, he is.
Looks like it, yeah.
Alright. Raid AKL Trifecta. Here is our raid phrase.
Oh my god.
Right? I am gonna have to check out Ratcoin. I hope it's I need to see what platforms it's available on. Yes. Well, I'm sorry that the unexpected stream problems made me lose so many folks. It breaks my heart, even though I'm not entitled to a certain number of people, but I wished it had gone better tonight. But if you enjoyed this, I hope you will recommend it to folks who you normally see in these streams. I really would like to see this through to the end of the game, as long as it's entertaining people. But yeah, I'm off to check my email, make sure to take care of any other auditions I need to do, because I was triple booked yesterday, I was triple booked today, and it's looking like I'm going to be triple booked tomorrow, although it's really just one session and then like an interview and something else. Right? All right, Kate, you did a phenomenal job tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me and trusting me.
All right. Love you all very much. I will catch you probably on Wednesday for Peak. Until next time, let's raid. Good night.
Bye.